I don't see how that's possible. This is not the review that I thought I was going to do. I'm very what I just got certified to do. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nakia, and today we are finally going to be doing this review of the Google Data Analytics Professional Certificate. Like, it's been over a month since I finished it, and I'm finally going to review it for you guys and give you my thoughts on it. So let's get into it. I asked you guys if it's something I should take and review on my channel, and you said yes. And then you also had some questions about, do I recommend it? So I'll get to those at the end. So this is not the review that I thought I was going to do. I thought I was going to be able to give an in-depth review, what I liked, what I didn't like. But you guys, like, after taking the program or the certification course, I'm very confused as to what I just got certified to do. So before we jump into it, let me just give a couple of disclosures. One, this video is not sponsored. Two, I paid for the certification course with my own money. So no one paid for this for me, not my company, not anyone else. And then three, I am going to be doing a review from the perspective of someone that has been in a data analyst role for over 4 years. And I don't think I'm the target audience for this course. I believe it's designed for people that want to get into data analytics. I believe the course states that it's to help people get into a junior data analyst role. And just to start off from that, I don't see how that's possible with this course. Just spoiler, I don't see how that's possible, but let's just go briefly over with the course. Okay, so the way that the course is structured is that there are 7 courses and then 1 capstone project at the end. My issue with the capstone is that it's not a required piece. Like, you can complete this without even doing the capstone because there is no one reviewing your work. No one reviewing your work. So when you're going through and taking, you can literally just go through, take this, get the certification, put it on your resume and keep it moving. There's no one checking your work outside of the tests that just automatically give you a grade. There's no one checking your work. There's no one you can reach out to for support, which is something I don't like on this, especially for beginners where you're going to have the most questions and want to ask someone. You pretty much just have to use the tools and resources that they provide. And there's a lot of reading material to go through. So I'm not going to read through all of that. Honestly, I'm not. It's just a lot. And some of the stuff, for the most part, I already know, so don't need to read through it. But if you are not familiar, you have to read through a lot of material to get answers to questions, or do Google searches to get answers to your questions, which I don't like. I did like the videos. I did like the different data analysts that they had that reviewed it. I did like that they didn't have only people with a data analyst title reviewing it, because I feel people get stuck when they're looking for jobs. They're looking for a job that has data analyst in the title. Not all data analysts have a title that says data analyst. So when you're job searching, look for jobs that have the skills and tools that a data analyst needs to have, or that a data analyst would use. But not all roles have data analysts in the title. So just something to keep in mind. So the certification course, it's broken down where there are 7 courses and there's different modules within each of the courses. So this is how they are getting to this can take you up to 6 months to do, because let's say if you take the first course, Foundations of Data Everywhere, there are different modules within it, and the way they have it broken down is that you would complete 1 module each week. So throughout the entirety of the course, it could take you around 6 months if you progress at that rate, doing 1 module each week. I think that's completely unnecessary in my point of view. I think you can do more than 1 module per week. But again, I don't know everyone's your lifestyle, but I think it's possible to get through more than 1 module per week. Okay, you guys, so I'm editing the video and I forgot to mention this. So you're going to see me pop in here and there. But I took the course over the course of a month, but I primarily worked on it on weekends for a few hours. There were a couple of days throughout the week, after work, I'd review it. But for the most part, I worked on it on Saturdays for a few hours here and there. And I was able to complete it in under a month. So that's why I think that you can do it in under a month. So they have the 7 modules, and then you have the capstone at the end. So the first kind of issue that I noticed with this is that I'm not sure how it's a certification course when you don't have, like, there's no teachers or anyone that you can reach out to for support if you have questions or concerns. It's not clicking to me. This feels more like, the way it's structured, it felt more like a training more so than a certification, if that makes sense. In the beginning of the course, one, I felt like I was being advertised to. Did not like that. And then two, I felt initially it was very heavily about spreadsheets. And I didn't really understand it until I finished the course, had some time to think about it. And it's like, why did they go over spreadsheets so much? And in my real life job, I use spreadsheets a lot, and it is a way that we communicate with our stakeholders and with our clients. So your clients aren't the ones developing in like Tableau or ThoughtSpot or Click. Like, they're not the ones developing in those like data visualization tools. That's what you and your peers are doing, not necessarily the people that you're doing the work for. So I understand why they go so heavily into spreadsheets, because that's how you communicate with your stakeholders. You're usually sending them files of data with results and such. And even if they are using like Tableau, your Tableau dashboard, they're more than likely going to the dashboard and extracting the data in Excel. That's just a common way that we use to communicate results and data with one another. And because it's probably the most recognized tool out there, like, you're going to use it, you need to know how to use it. So I definitely get why they went into spreadsheets so heavily now. So just something to be mindful of, like, if you decide to take this course, they are going to be heavily on spreadsheets, and you may not understand it, but if you ever work in data analytics or as a data analyst, you know that you're using spreadsheets a lot. They also review SQL, they barely touched on SQL. And they also bring up like Google BigQuery, which is their, well, not relational database, like their analytical database, where I appreciated them showing that, because it's something you can use to practice, like practice SQL, practice your SQL skills, practice like joins and CTEs and all these other things. Like, I think it's a great tool and it's free. There is a paid option. I forgot what it is. Like, if I can remember to put it up, I'll put up what the paid option is for, but there is a paid option. I think it may give you more storage or more query space, that kind of thing. But I do like that they just like highlighted that tool in the certification course. Now, throughout the course, there's a lot of videos. There's a lot of like different people that work at Google that are giving you insights, teaching you how to think of a data analyst, how they analyze data, how they're going to process. Oh, and there's this process. Let me look it up one second. Okay, so they go really heavily into the data analysis phases, where they're telling you like the different processes that you'll go through when you're analyzing data, which is to ask questions, prepare the data, process the data, analyze it, share, and take action. They go through that process a lot throughout this course. They are going to drill that into your head. And then for the videos, I would just say I would speed them up at least 1.25x speed to get through it a little bit faster. So yeah, they go through that process quite a bit. So just be mindful. There's a lot of things that's repetitive throughout the courses, but there is like a reason for that, I'm assuming. I do like that they reviewed R. Like, that was the part that I was most excited for, because I didn't know R, but I did get to learn a little bit about it. And then they also reviewed Tableau as a data visualization tool. Also like that. Now, overall, like, I don't believe that this particular certificate is meant to, you're not going to learn how to do everything from beginning to end. So you're not going to learn SQL completely. You're not going to learn Tableau completely. You're not going to learn R completely. To me, this course is more so of like a starting point, a jumping off point, like for people that want to know what it's like to be a data analyst, who want to have an understanding of what it is that data analysts do. If you're looking to make a decision as to if this is something that you want to pursue, I think that this is a great starting point for people that have no like idea of what it's like to be a data analyst, people that don't necessarily have a lot of experience dealing in different tools or know the different tools that we may use, or have a lot of experience in spreadsheets. But in no way do I believe that this course is meant to get you a job. Like, you can take this course and only this course and be ready day one to be a data analyst. I just don't see it, because again, they barely touch on every topic. They don't go into depth, at least far enough for me, on SQL, on Tableau, on R. I feel like, and I don't even know R, like, but I still felt like there's a lot of information that's missing, which is why I don't understand how we came to this as a certification. It felt more like a training or a lecture. It did not feel like I don't know what I got certified to do, honestly. I really don't know what I just got certified to do, because I did not learn one thing from beginning to end. I think you're going to need, like, if you want to become a data analyst and you took this, I think you need this plus something else, this plus a degree, this plus domain knowledge, this plus some type of boot camp, this plus some other type of certification. Like, this, I don't believe is meant to cover all your bases and you're going to be ready day one. This felt like more so something like, this just felt like something I would just put on my resume to say I took it. But if I'm a hiring manager and I took this course, I would be like, no, I don't think this is enough to get you day one ready as a data analyst, because a lot of the stuff that they covered is very high level. Like, the queries that they showed, I was doing more difficult queries than that. Brand new data analyst, had no experience at all. Queries were more difficult than that. And they did not go into enough detail. Like, how do you handle when you get an error message in Teradata, some ambiguous error message? How do you troubleshoot that? Where do you go? Like, who do I reach out for support? Like, they don't go into detail on any of that. So I personally don't believe that you can take this course and get a data analytics job without something else. I think this is a good starting point, but I think you need this plus something else. That's just my point of view. Again, I don't know if I said this. This is just the Google Data Analytics Professional Certificate. This is not the advanced course. I know there's an advanced course. I may look into taking that, but that would probably be sometime next year. But I just overall don't really think that most people would benefit from this course. And then with the cost being $39 a month, like, I would say if finish this within a month. I think it's possible to, because you can't, one thing that I did do is I did go through, like, they give you the option where you can kind of test out of the course. Like, you can like take the test for these courses and move on to the next course depending on your knowledge and experience. And I tested out of a couple of the courses, and then I went back and reviewed the material just to see what it is that they covered, because I felt like the tests were fairly easy. And again, in my experience, I've been doing it for 4 years, so I would hope that I would know most of the stuff that they're covering. The area I didn't know and wasn't familiar with was with R, so I went through that entire course completely. But for all of the others, like, I could have tested out of all of them, but I wanted to make sure that I did go through all of the course and go through all of the materials and make sure I understood what it is that they were trying to teach you. And it is reading heavy. Like, you do have to read a lot. And I wish that they had put some of that material in the actual video format. I wish that they started you off with like one project that you worked throughout, or one data set that you worked throughout the entire course. I wish that it was set up that way so that it would make more sense. Like, we're continuing to work on the same data set. We're going to clean this data. We're going to organize the data. We're going to analyze the data. We're going to visualize the data. We're going to present the data. Like, I wish that the course went through one data set and showing you how to pull it together in different scenarios. Like, this is how we would analyze it in Excel. This is how we would clean the data in Excel. This is how we can query the database to pull it from BigQuery. This is how we can use it for a statistical analysis using R. I wish that they consistently set with one data set and showed people how to do that, so it all came together and made sense. Because it just seems like with all these different data sets, it could possibly become confusing keeping up, instead of just sticking with one and showing people how to do different things with that same data set. And then they have like end of course tests, like it's like 10 questions, 8 questions, you answer them and you move on. But again, I still don't feel like you need more than a month to take this, but depending on your lifestyle, I'd say give it 2 months at the most, and then be done with it. I don't think this needs to take 6 months where you're spending a couple $100s on the course. I don't think that's necessary. But overall, I would say I'd give the course a 3 out of 10. I don't necessarily think I would recommend this for most people because I believe most people know how to know spreadsheets. Now, you may not necessarily know R or SQL or Tableau, but I don't think they go into enough detail to where I would say you would learn how to use those things completely in this course. I think you would need to take other certifications or other courses to learn that. Yeah, that's my thoughts on the course. Overall, I don't think it's enough to get you into a data analyst role. And again, that's in my opinion, and that's coming from someone who had no experience as far as data analytics is concerned. But the way that people are hiring today, they want people to have 10 years experience, brand new on the job. Like, look, I just don't see how this is going to do that for you. All right, so let me go into your questions. And if I answered your questions already, sorry for being repetitive, but let's go into your questions that you had about the course. All right, so first question was, is this course good for total beginners? Yes, I think if you have no experience in data analytics, you don't really know what it's about, I think it's good for giving you an idea of what to expect you would be doing as a data analyst. It's not just about, oh, we're writing queries and creating dashboards. You have to think a lot, you have to process, you have to analyze, you have to clean, you have to modify. You do a lot as a data analyst. And I think they cover the high points of that throughout this course. So I do think it's great for total beginners, especially if you don't really have experience dealing in or working in spreadsheets, because it's very heavy on the spreadsheets. And even though, again, they don't go into a lot of detail about a lot of the topics, I still think it's a great starting point. I think this is a great starting point for beginners. But for anyone that has a little bit of experience with Tableau or have some knowledge of SQL, like know the basics of SQL, I don't really think you're going to get much from this course. But for an absolute beginner, and especially if you want to know, like, is this a career that I should be pursuing? Take the course and see what it is, because some people will take this course and be like, absolutely not. I'm not doing all of this. This ain't for me. So I think it's a great course to get you to understand what it is that data analysts do and make a decision as to whether or not this is a career you'd like to pursue. And if so, then keep in mind, you would need to take additional courses or certifications, boot camp, in addition to this, because again, you're not going to learn one thing from beginning to end taking this course. This is very high level, in my opinion. Okay, next question. Is it enough for those transitioning into tech from a different industry? Is it helpful to obtain a position as a data analyst? I'm just going to be completely honest here. I don't see it. If you guys, like, I feel like Google and Coursera needs I need to see the data. Show me who has gotten a job only with the certification, with no domain knowledge, with no boot camps, with no degree. Show me the data. Show me the interview hiring managers that have hired people only taking the certification course. Do they know what's included in the certification course? Because I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see how, if I want someone to be a junior data analyst, how you can come in with only taking this course and get a job. I don't see it. So, I mean, I think it is one step in that direction, but I don't think you can take this course and just become a data analyst. No, I don't see that. I think it's a piece of the puzzle, but you got to get other stuff in place for this. So the next question was, is this course worth the money for people with financial constraints? I would say it's $39 per month for this course. So you don't get to take all the courses, it's this course. I would say finish it in a month. I think it's totally doable to finish it in a month. And you can even test out, just take the course test and go to the next course. You can do that for a lot of them. Now, if you got to get an 80% or higher, if you don't, you have to go through the course. But I think you can do it in a month. And I think $39 is reasonable for this. But again, if you feel like you're going to need more time, because we all have life, we have a family, we got jobs. If you feel feel like it's going to take you more than a month, I would recommend go to cancel. See if they give you the half off for the second month. I would not take more than 2 months to complete this. It's not worth it. It's not worth more than 2 months. I would say it's not worth more than $80 in the 2 months. Absolutely not. That's my recommendation. I'm just being completely honest. I don't think it's worth paying that amount of money, like paying close to $300 over a 6 month. Absolutely not. You're not going to learn enough. There's a lot of free tools out there that you can use to learn how to use spreadsheets in Excel. And they don't even teach you a lot about Excel. So yeah, no. If you have a financial constraint, I would go in with the mindset of like maximum 2 months. Like if you're not going to be able to do it within the 2 month time frame, I don't recommend taking this course. I don't feel like it would be worth the money at that point. So that was all the questions that I had. I hope I was able to answer you guys' questions about the certification course. If I take the advanced certificate, I will let you guys know. I'll probably post it on my community tab to let you know. I hope that that course would be like a better experience and go into more depth about each of the topics a little bit more than what this course did and be more helpful to people. So yeah, but that's my thoughts about it. I would give it a 3 out of 10. I think they go over a lot of details that most people would know. So, and that's in the beginning. I feel like they go over a lot of information that most people probably already know or have experience with spreadsheets, and that they don't go into enough detail about how to use Tableau, how to do SQL or R enough for me to say, yeah, I think you'd be ready day one. So yeah. Just my opinion and experience. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment down below if you have any questions. Like, do I need to do a follow-up video to this? Because I feel like I was all over the place, but I didn't really like the course. So yeah, I'm sorry. But if you guys want me to go into a little bit more in depth about this course, let me know. Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.